If you want to describe the whole Web3 or crypto in a Bollywood movie, what it could be? Hello Web3 folks, welcome to Token Talks, your go-to podcast for everything in crypto, blockchain and Web3. I'm your host Nitin, and in today's episode, we are talking about the Web5 solution, how they're changing into the Web3 space. So Dharya, please tell me, how did this Web5 solution came into your mind?
Well, Web3 has been one of a very intriguing field in the crypto and blockchain ecosystem.
Absolutely.
And the name Web5, well, a lot of individuals have asked me why exactly the name Web5.
Exactly.
So we specifically are a blockchain development firm. What we do at our firm is we help Web3 clients. So the blockchain clients who want to develop any solution into the blockchain. So that's one side of our clientele. And the second part we serve are the Web2 businesses who wants to transition it into Web3.
That's
now,
perfect.
looking at both the parts, Web3 transitioning to Web3 makes it 2 to 3, making it 5. So
That's perfect.
that was also one of our logic why we kept it. And Web5 also means digital identity. And well, people are thinking of Web2, they are thinking of Web3, they will come to Web4. But we are thinking past the next step, making it Web5 and hence the name.
Looks like, Web5 is the future of Web3, since you guys are proving it. So before we begin the show, just tell me, what do you think about the current market results right now?
Well, Nitin, the market is in very interesting phase. We are seeing a resurgence in institutional interest, regulatory developments, shaping the space and a wave of innovation in blockchain infrastructure, DeFi and real-world asset tokenization. This has been major traction currently, RWA as we say it. While volatility remains, the long-term trajectory is clear. Blockchain adoption is accelerating. And projects with strong foundation, still I say, there are meme coins, but still, the project with strong fundamentals will thrive. This is the great time for builders and investors to focus on sustainable and utility-driven solutions. So I guess this is wonderful time for anyone to be in crypto and work on new technologies like AI or let's say quantum computing, which might be the future, and integrate it with blockchain to have much more influence in the future market.
Totally agree with your point. Since the past year, the market was all for the meme coins. But this year, projects are, launching on a utility base for RWA, DePins are acing the market. That's a great answer. But what inspired you to, start Web5 solution and solve this big problem in the market? What is kind of inspiration that you got it from?
Well, so Nitin, we saw a massive gap in the blockchain ecosystem. What exactly was the gap was, blockchain has a lot of potential. You, me, everyone knows it. But its real world adoption is not up to the mark.
Exactly.
And that has been for our enterprises, startups or any of the organizations that we can see. Well, many businesses wanted to leverage blockchain, but struggle with, let's say, complexity, security, or maybe any other issues like scalability as well. So that's where we found the problem, and that was the exact problem we were looking to solve. So Web5 solution comes in at this stage. We bridge that exact gap between the complexity, security, and scalability by providing end-to-end blockchain development services. So that's what exactly we look after. And on top of it, whether let's say we are building decentralized exchanges, mining pool infrastructure, crypto wallets, or any of the new technology in the market. Let's say it could be traditional businesses who wants to transition to the blockchain. Still, we would ensure that blockchain is practical, it is secure, and it is scalable. For each and every businesses in any of the domains. Now, our goal is to make blockchain adoption as seamless for enterprises, startup, and for the innovators who wants to build new ideas and who want to launch it in the market. So that's our major plan.
That's perfect.
That's why we started Web.
Exactly. Now calling all the, the founders and who's looking to, having an idea in the mind and trying to create something in the Web3 space. So 5 is this, answer for all of the questions.
Thank you, Nitin. I would like to mention one more point on this. Well, we always believe in this aspect where we mention that you just bring with your vision.
Exactly.
And we will turn your vision into reality. We would develop all tech related aspects for you. Even will help you with marketing or listings through our connections we have. and we would work day and night for making your project successful. So if you have anything related to those, we are the ones. We would be helping you at every stage.
Well, that was insightful, Darya. That was actually great. So I was at Token 2049 last year, and I met with a lot of projects. They were confused whether they should go for a public blockchain, private, or the hybrid one. I mean, which is the best? So what do you think? While selecting in blockchain, what projects should be looking at?
So Nitin, based on my understanding, there are 3 key factors that any project or any innovator or new project starter should look at while deciding on which blockchain suits them the best. The first aspect is security, the second scalability, and third compliance. Based on these 3 aspects, we could define whether to build public, hybrid, or private blockchain. Let's look at each and every example. Let's take public blockchain as a start. Now, these are best for projects that requires transparency and decentralization. For, let's say, such as they are building a DeFi platform, decentralized finance platform, or let's say they are building NFTs, non-fungible tokens, or decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, as we say. If they are building this aspect, public blockchain is suitable for them. For private blockchains are more suitable for enterprises. So for them, the data is of utmost importance, and they do not want that data to be leaked. So that's why they need control over their data. And let's say they also need control over compliance and maybe faster transaction. So private blockchains helps with all these 3 aspects. So let's say if they are trying to build in supply chain management, or let's say financial institution, private blockchain is suitable for them. Now, in terms of hybrid blockchain, so this combines best of both worlds, private and public aspect. How they do it is, they offer public transparency, whichever is needed or wherever it is needed, and while keeping sensitive data very private. So let's say, for example, let's take Aadhaar as an example.
Okay.
For Aadhaar, we would like to show information to any of the companies into the market or wherever we are sending the Aadhaar. They want to see that you hold this Aadhaar. Okay. But again, you cannot leak this data out to the public. So these are the aspects where hybrid comes into picture, and it would be much more suitable. So based on the hybrid aspect, where they want to keep this sensitive data private, and we generally use this for enterprise DeFi. So if enterprise is looking to go into decentralized finance, this could be included. Also, I gave one use cases, or maybe let's say cross-border settlement in terms of payment or any of those aspects, hybrid blockchains could be used. So, and on top of this, also please note, whenever you are using hybrid, you need to follow the regulatory compliances. Exactly. And recently, most of the governments are or want each and every startup or blockchain project to be very well compliant to their government. So it's much needed, and you should take care while doing any of the blockchain, but generally in hybrid, it's required, and it's kind of a sensitive. So you
Exactly. A lot of news, a lot of Instagram story, says that the compliance issue have attacked on some startups and it failed.
Exactly.
So exactly, compliance is something that you need to look at whenever you are launching a project. This is a major part where you can break out the business. So it's better to have a compliant, circulator, so that things should be on the line. All right, Dharya. So I believe that blockchain is something that you like it, and that's what Web5 is doing it.
Yeah.
But we cannot forget about AI, right? Which is acing the market.
Agreed.
So what's your thought upon combining the AI and blockchain together in the market?
Well, first of all, let us discuss about technologies. Well, we had internet past at one point of time. Then there were a lot of .com kind of websites that came into picture. Currently, blockchain technology is going on. Nowadays, AI has taken over the trend. In future, it would be quantum computing.
Exactly.
So, as an organization, as an individual, or as a company, you should always be updated about the market scenarios, and you need to move with them. Otherwise, you will be considered laggard. Exactly. Or maybe you would die down slowly in a slow manner. So let's now discuss specifically to the blockchain and how AI can be included, or we can get together AI and blockchain in certain manners. AI and blockchains are two most transformative technologies currently in the market or currently in our time, and let's say their intersection will create very powerful synergies. Let me provide you few of the examples. Decentralized AI models are very good examples of this.
Exactly, they are.
What would they do is, instead of large corporations controlling AI, we have seen in terms of OpenAI,
OpenAI.
no names taken, just some company taking into the market. Well, they control a lot of AI and a lot of data. When we include blockchain on this, blockchain can create this in the decentralized AI networks where users collectively can own and train these models. So the ownership still stays with the user. They know that they are in the power if certain things needs to be changed, and this corporation would not do everything in their control to get out and do whether it is ethical or not. So hence blockchain comes here to
Decentralize the
AI networks in those manner. So that's one very good implementation of it. The second implementation that I would mention is data integrity and security. Well, in terms of AI, we have seen many aspects or complaints from the users that many organizations have taken the data in certain manners which were not ethical. Few of the people have also left organizations because of that. And that is the issue currently with the AI market, because they totally work on the large language models. They need data for training their models, and they wouldn't want, but
they ask the permission while taking the data from
Yeah.
you. So whenever they're taking the data, they ask you some certain permission,
True.
which you yourself already give it, right?
Right.
Yes.
Well, they do give it, but sometimes it might be possible that they could cross limits at some point of time.
Can be.
What can happen here is, as AI thrives on data, but the data must be verified.
Yes.
Let's say that you mentioned that certain aspect is very good. I mentioned that this aspect is not good.
Yes.
Now, who is the one to verify whether this aspect is good or not?
That's a great question.
And if you look at the news aspect, news agencies do this. One agency says this side, other agency says other thing.
And then public end up while having confusion.
Yes,
right?
exactly. So there needs to be some aspect where they needs to be verified.
Okay.
So if it could be verified by some manner, and if blockchain can support that aspect in terms of data integrity or security aspect, AI can further take those data into the picture and then further implement the changes or suggest to the users, because we do not want any harm to any of the users only because certain things was said by certain organizations or certain individuals. So those are some parts that we need to take into picture, and blockchain can help resolving this aspect.
We have seen a lot of DAOs, who have been
Yes.
a great community. They can, they speak about some of the certain DAOs speak about the good side of it, and
True,
some of
true.
the certain DAOs speak the worst side of AI. So yeah, that's something very insightful there.
Few more points that I would like to. There are other use cases too.
Yes.
Let me take. Well, in blockchain, we know that when we learned about smart contracts,
Yes.
how fascinating it was.
It was.
And we saw that how in a better manner it was solving certain issues, that without requiring a third party, it could execute certain contracts. So there would be no requirement of third parties, and you could implement those situations. Now think of automated smart contracts.
Wow.
AI supporting the smart contracts, and this could be a very good aspect which could come into the picture, and which could be very good collaboration of AI and blockchain. Now, as we are discussing about AI and blockchain, well, think in this direction. AI can enhance smart contracts by maybe dynamically adjusting certain conditions based on the real-time data. Let me give an example. Well, I had one of the client who wanted to change certain aspects based on the inflation that is happening in the market.
Okay.
Now, let's say they wanted to implement this aspect into their smart contracts such that 10 years, 20 years down the line, this smart contracts can run automatically, but there is no outward input required. It could directly take on the inflations that going on a particular country and can provide the data or maybe certain token unlocking in that particular manner. So that could be very good implementation on certain aspects on the AI specific things, or AI including blockchain. Now there is one more thing where AI has very good implementation, that is fraud detection and risk management.
Okay.
Well, there are institutional investors, financial firms, large financial firms. They could utilize this technology. What they could do here is, let's say that they could have AI-driven analytics on the blockchain, and this data can improve that fraud prevention on the DeFi. Enterprises wanted to, or they want to do this enterprise DeFi model kind of aspect.
Yes.
But with AI and blockchain, they could do this exact thing on the DeFi, and maybe they can also have supply chain use cases.
Exactly.
So any of the logistics company out there who wants to implement these things, it is going to be crazy, and fraud detection and risk management could have very good impact over here.
Perfect, that's perfect. No, I totally believe that, when blockchain is mixed with AI,
True.
it sounds like a future.
Right.
Just like Web5, definitely. That's what where we are.
So Nitin, so taking this point further, so we are already seeing this many projects experimenting. Well, we have got those requirements from multiple of our clients that they want to mix this both aspect of AI and blockchain and want to implement somehow into their organization. So whether it is through AI driven smart contract, or let's say in next few years, this intersection will become a major trend in Web3 specifically and Web3 innovation in general. So it is going to be a way ahead.
Exactly, for those projects who's trying to launch in the market and getting a smart contract, it's somehow they take around like 7 days or maybe 15 days.
True.
But with mix of AI, it can, be possible within 30 minutes or maybe in 1 hour.
Definitely.
And once you have the smart contract ready and your tokenomics is developed, feels like you are good to go. I mean, that's a future.
Well, it's more like that if you live, if I live, it doesn't matter. The smart contracts will live down the ages.
Exactly. And AI will make it for sure.
AI will make it for sure.
That was insightful. That was insightful. Very, very insightful for the combining AI and blockchain looks like, living in a future for sure.
True.
I met with a lot of projects, they have a ideation stage of some, concept in the mind. But thing is that, like, what do you recommend to them? Like, what blockchain solution they should start once having a startup founder?
Well, this is a very good question, and this could be very informative for startups out there.
Yes.
One thing that I have always mentioned is focus on real world problems. Too many projects focus on hype. Yes, we have seen those in meme coins,
yes.
But you have seen recently how the rest or the tech focused projects are taking over them. And we have seen meme coins and altcoins going very down because of certain effects in the market. I wouldn't blame anyone.
Exactly.
But if your project is not having utility, it could only take you until some level.
I totally got it. Since, I heard that Justin Sun, approved that now it's not blockchain Tron. Now you can, deploy your meme coins over me. But still, meme coin deployed on the Tron and still go for a hype.
True. Exactly.
So,
so as I mentioned, projects should focus on solving the real challenges. So when investors also invest in the project, there are some who wants quick money out of it, but there are certain who are looking for utility driven solutions
in the long term.
Yes, which will last long. They know that in long run it would create effect or impact in the market, and when you invested in project, certain individuals will remember you 10 years, 50 years, 100 years down the line.
Because they are solving the problem.
Exactly. For example, Warren Buffett is invested in a lot of projects.
Yes.
But we remember him, he invested into let's say Microsoft or any of the organization at the right time, and they were long-term projects.
Yes.
And hence we remember Warren Buffett right now. Yeah, there would be a crypto millionaires who could become down the line or maybe suddenly, but they would be just for maybe few days or maybe few years, and then individuals might forget them. But investors who are long term and they themselves look for the project, who are thinking in the long term aspect. So that's the first thing that I would mention. The second aspect that I would mention is security and scalability is the first aspect you should think about. Well, let's say that as we discussed about the different kind of blockchains, private, public and hybrid. So choose the right blockchain infrastructure. Well, there are multiple chains. There are Polygon, Ethereum, Solana, Base, and a lot of other chains. But which exact chain is the best suitable for them? Each and every chain has their own pros and each and every chain has their cons.
So when you are saying that, which is the best chain suitable for them. So are you saying that, the chain which is easy to get grant or like based upon the project information or something?
So that's an interesting aspect that you mentioned. Well, what we should look here is whether if you are building some solution and you think that there are going to be lot of transactions, gas fees should be a point that you should be considering while choosing a blockchain.
Okay.
Let's say there are aspects where transactions or fees are not important to you.
Okay.
But maybe certain aspects like holding that particular asset is important for you.
Ethereum.
Ethereum or NFTs or any of those aspects. Then you could be building on certain chains which support those, which doesn't care much about fees, but they are going to be long lasting in those manners.
That's right.
Also, let's say that if you are building some DeFi product and transaction speed is utmost importance for you,
Okay.
then there are certain protocols which provide very less transaction fees and not transaction fees but transaction speed.
Okay.
But there are certain protocols which are very fast and provides a large number of transactions, a lot of transaction speed and also transactions per second, making it a speed. So you should be focusing on those protocols as such. So scalability and security are the aspects. Providing you more brief around it, choosing the right blockchain infrastructure is definitely important, and also important to select it from the start. Reason being, well, what is working for 100 users might not work when you have reached 1 million users. And once you have started the project, it's very difficult to shift it on other chain.
Exactly.
Well, there are certain aspects you can create bridges and so on, but it can also increase your vulnerability.
Project might go for a multi-chain option, but then again that doesn't solve the problem.
Exactly, that doesn't solve the problem, and it makes you more vulnerable to hacks that might be happening into the market.
Exactly.
So hence it is very important for to check the proper scalable and a secure chain for you, and build with compliance. So keep compliance always in mind, and that would be my third point that I would like to mention, that regularly compliance matters. Where are you operating? Also, regulations are evolving. Each and every government is taking a look at blockchain. At the current time when we are doing this podcast, we have Trump taking a lot of suggestions and implementing a lot of things into the market.
Yes.
Similarly, other world economies would be doing down the line. So try to be one step ahead on the compliance front. Well, to provide you an example, there are certain exchanges who already started taking KYC. So whenever any government asks them to do the KYC or provide them the KYC data, it's easy for them, and they wouldn't need to stop their operations, inform each and every users to provide them the KYC, which would become uncomfortable for them as well. Yes, they had their certain aspects in the start where user found it difficult to provide them the KYC, but they did, and now they are very secure, and now they can be trusted a lot more.
Exactly.
So they should be taking this regulatory compliance into certain aspects, and always build with compliance in mind to avoid roadblocks at a later point of time, because we don't know that roadblocks might end your project at certain point of time, and you should be if you are building a long-term project, you should be very about all those scenarios in the place.
That the KYC is something which is very important in the market, and I believe if you are the one who's trying to be ahead of the compliance, then centralized exchange is one of them that you need to select. But if you want to be break down in the market, then decentralized is the one where a lot of issues happen each and every day, and we see it in everyday Instagram stories and in the YouTube space. So yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point there. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Adding to further points to it, well, there are some points, 2 more points that I'll mention here.
Sure.
The next is about, I would mention projects that always focus on your community and ecosystem growth. Why is that necessary? Because let's say if you are focusing only on the ones who want to hype your token, they are the ones who are with you for only a short term time. They have come with only one interest. Make the money, make the profit out of your project. Yes. They do not care if you are going to be for a long term. They would buy a token right now and dump it at certain point of time just to make profit.
They don't even look on the websites like, what is project all about. They just feel like this is a hype which is creating a FOMO in the market. Let's entry with some point and let's take an exit with some profitable business. Yeah,
true.
Agree with you.
Exactly, and hence this Web3 thrives on community. Build a strong relationships with users, developers, and investors early on, so that you could be focusing a lot on building a long-term project for you and for your whole community users, investors, which would be much more interested and aligned with you on the long-term goals. And the fifth part, which I would like to mention, is always focus on your tokenomics and sustainability.
Okay.
Because let's say tokenomics defines what exactly or how exactly you are going to build your project. And also as a user, if I am joining your project, based on the tokenomics, I will be able to understand that whether you are planning this project to take for a longer term part
Or maybe the
or
short
a
term.
shorter term, you are going to rug pull it or not. I
Exactly.
could be able to understand it from the tokenomics.
Yeah.
So take this very, very securely. Let's say if you're launching a token, ensure it has a real economic value, not just any hype or anything, not just speculation. Well, investors look for a sustainable model, and that's only how investor would also invest, and user will also invest in terms of their time, or become your agent, your ambassadors, and spread word of mouth to other individuals inside the market. So I guess that is something that I would like to say. And finally, last point. So at Web5 Solution, what we do is we help this kind of startups navigate through these complexities. I know there are all lots of aspects: scalability, tokenomics, security, compliance. We help with all these things so that they can build successful and long-term blockchain businesses, not just for short term.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So if you are the project, who's trying to launch in the market, or maybe you have stopped for some reason, maybe it's a audit reason, maybe if it's a security reasons, or you don't know how to create tokenomics, you have one answer: Web5 solution. Do connect with Web5. They will provide you everything that you would need for the project from scratch to the end. Let's move to the next
Well,
question.
Nitin is so kind-hearted to say that, and thank you for that. Thank you for that, Nitin. But Nitin has been in the market for quite long, and he has been kind of a mentor, friend, colleague that I wanted from a long period of time, and that's why we have built this relationship today. And we are at this stage where we can do everything freely, talk with each other, call each other at, let's say, 3 a.m. at night and discuss certain things. So, well, if you want any help in the blockchain, Nitin would be your one-stop solution or one-stop guy for each and every aspect.
Thank you, Dara, for your kind words. Now, before we wrap up, I have a very important questions.
Sure.
I have got this a lot of messages while, what if Satoshi Nakamoto revealed the identity today? Like right now, maybe in 1 hour. What is the first question that you're going to ask him? And what do you think? He should be paid with Dogecoin or maybe Bitcoin?
So, well, the first aspect is Satoshi did some aspects.
Yes.
He is that kind of person who took one for the team.
Okay.
So he took one for the whole community
Okay.
to not come out there.
Okay.
Who doesn't like recognition?
That's
because it would make you much more famous. Each and everyone likes Elon Musk.
Okay. Yes,
maybe
absolutely.
certain aspect, each and everyone knows about Satoshi,
Yes.
but they do not know who he is.
Okay.
Or she is. I do not know who that person is.
So what's going to be the question like, if he appears in front of you that I'm the Satoshi Nakamoto, I'm the one who created a Bitcoin. So what is the one question that you would like to ask him?
Well, so there is certain things. There are not one, there are many.
Okay.
But I would try to figure out maybe some few of the best questions that I would like to ask. What did he had in mind
Okay.
when he built Bitcoin?
Okay.
What did he envision?
Okay.
Is it at the exact same stage or exact same scenario?
Okay.
What he planned when he built or coded Bitcoin?
That's perfect.
If not, what we can do or work out together to make that happen?
Okay. That's perfect.
That's one thing. And apart from that, there are certain other things. Well, I would have a lot of questions. Lots of questions are coming to my mind. I'll stop myself here.
And if we ask for certain payment, then what do you prefer to pay Satoshi Nakamoto? Is it gonna be Bitcoin or is it gonna be Dogecoin?
Bitcoin, I would say definitely Bitcoin. Why not?
That's
He is the
perfect.
founder of Bitcoin, and you see, many countries are building their strategic reserves
Okay.
on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is considered as a digital gold. So individuals or countries or government used gold before. They are shifting to Bitcoin. They know that it is going to be a long term into the market. So why not pay with the best currency that is currently available in the market?
Well, if I met with Satoshi Nakamoto a day, probably if he reveals identity, I would ask him that, hey, there was one of the fool who, paid Bitcoin while having the pizza.
Yeah.
I'm not the one. I won't ever do that.
Nice.
Exactly. But Darya, I'll wrap the show for sure. But, before we wrap, again,
Sure.
this is one of the questions. Describe the whole Web3 or crypto in a Bollywood movie. What it could be? What could be the name of the Bollywood movie that describe the whole Web3 and the crypto world?
Let me think about
Sure,
that
sure,
because I do think that certain aspects would be required, and yes, Bollywood movie does that. Ups, down, ups, down.
So what it could be like, it could be any movie that you have.
Do you want me to name the movie which
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be
yeah.
suitable?
Just name the
or
movie.
just give a name to a new movie that should be for
Name
launching
the
in
movie.
crypto.
Name the movie. So with the existing current movie in the Bollywood space, what do you think the name defines the whole Web3 and the crypto market?
Well, for meme coins, I would certainly mention the name Farzi, I guess.
Farzi.
My bad, but Farzi particularly for Bitcoin. Meme coins, not for blockchain.
Okay.
For blockchain, it's much better.
Exactly.
Maybe a movie which is lot into tech. What was the movie where they decipher this World War German machine?
So I think you are entering to the the Hollywood side.
Yeah, I'm entering into the. Yeah,
But-
my bad.
But we need to stick on a Bollywood side. This is for the whole community.
Right. For Bollywood, I would guess. I am thinking of an intellectual movie for Bollywood. Very hard to find, by the way.
Fine, guys. So I'll help you. So if you have to
What about
define-
you?
I would prefer Kal Ho Na Ho.
Interesting. Why that?
Because you never know what's going to be in the Web3 space.
Oh,
You make a
interesting.
good trade today and you end up losing the next day. So, Kal Ho Na Ho.
That's an interesting name.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And Darya, what if, if we launch a Web3 product, which is the dating app. So, which of the coin or stables will get the most right swipes?
Dating with coin?
Dating with
token?
coin could be one of the name. Which of the coin or stables will get the most right swipes?
Well, so USDT it is private, but still it would get a lot of right swipes
Okay.
because it makes transaction very easily. Well, I'm not putting Bitcoin here. Well, we know what Bitcoin is. It's a
Exactly.
legend.
It's
so
a
I'm not
legend.
considering legends here. Kind of, we do not consider Sachin Tendulkar when looking after records because he is a god. Similar kind it's here, not Bitcoin, but I'm looking in other kind of aspects. Well, definitely that is one aspect. Again, if we speak on the meme coin thing, most of the project wants to develop on Solana, so they would be right swiping on Solana right now.
Okay.
So is picking up the pace.
Okay.
So we would also get recent right swipes.
Yes.
The projects which are developing for long terms
Okay.
would be right swiping Polygon.
Exactly.
We also have developed a lot of projects on Polygon because we are building long term projects and they look after certain fees things and hence right swipes to Polygon in those market. And yeah, apart from that, Ton has very good implementation right now. Lots of right swipes are into the market. XRP doing very well with US government. So these are all the good things that would get right swipes here.
Solution like Web5 is solving the major problem in the Web3 space. If you are looking for launching a project and grow from scratch to end, do connect Web5 solution. Dharya, the co-founder of it, he's the one who can guide you from scratch to end to launch your project and deal with all those regulatory compliances and anything that you need to launch your project in the Web3 space. And Dharya, thank you for joining us on Token Talks episode. It was very insightful, it was very learning, it was very motivating for all of the Web3 enthusiasts who's watching this Token Talks episode.
Thank you so much, Nitin, for inviting me for the podcast. Well, this has been a wonderful experience. And I know and I guess that this helps a lot of individuals out there. Do follow, subscribe.
If you found this discussion valuable, don't forget to leave a review on the Spotify, on the Twitter, and on the YouTube. Questions? Connect me on Twitter, Token Talks Web3. Thanks for tuning in. Always remember DYOR before investing into anything. Till then, hold on the mic.
Let's speak Web3.